Hello everybody, it's Ed here from Metric Mogul. And if you've ever been trying to implement enhanced e-commerce through Google Tag Manager, you have come across this set of documentation. This lists out all the data layers and all the information you need to push to a data layer in order to get it working. But it's quite complex, and you may not want all of these. You may have a site where you don't want to measure promotions, for example, but you do want to measure everything else. So what you have to do normally is you have to copy all this into a document, send that document to your developers, and then they have to implement it. And then you have to test that they've implemented it correctly. And that process I used to do when I worked at a large agency, and it took a long time. We spent hours creating data layer specs for companies. So I came up with the tool, Data Layer Doctor, to help solve that. And in this video, I just wanted to give you an overview of some of the new features that I've been working on. It is mid-October now, 2016. So these features are not yet out, but if you're watching this video in the future, they may be. All right, so I'm going to pretend that I have an e-commerce site and I want to track some stuff using Google Tag Manager and Enhanced E-commerce. So first of all, I'm going to call my project Data Layer Doctor. So pretend this is a site, and we've got a choice of sites here, but it is an e-commerce site. And now we've got all these pages. These are all the things or interactions on our site that we may want to track. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm not going to track search. I do want to track add to carts. I don't have any article pages, so I'll leave that off. I have a basket, I have checkout, I have a home page. I also want to track promotions and product details, product listings, product listing clicks, basically everything. So once I've done that, I'm going to hit create, and that is it. It is really that simple. I now have my data layer specs, which I can send to the developers, and you can see they're nicely laid out. So home page, this is what the developers have to put on the home page. On all pages, you have to have this user object, because it says right there. And then whenever someone clicks a banner, you have to put that on. On the basket page, that's what they need to put when someone removes cart. So as you can see, these documentations are pretty comprehensive, and they literally took me, well, 5 seconds to create. There's also a permanent link here. So even if someone does not have a Data Layer Doctor account, you can just send this permalink to them, and then they can view the stuff. So just to prove that it was that quick, I'm now going to do another site, but this time it's just going to be a simple blog. And so let's see what happens this time. So this time we don't need any of this more fancy stuff. We just need articles, and we're not going to have any user details because someone's not going to be logged in. But we are going to have banners on our site, so we do want to track internal promotion clicks. So we create this. And again, now you can see the documentation is a lot shorter, but we have 3 pages. So on the home page, they've got to put that on. Article page, we have not got anything defined yet, but in future versions of this software of Data Layer Doctor, I'll make sure the stuff populates there. And then on all pages, we've got the banner impression code. And you can see this matches internal promotion impression. This matches this stuff here, promotion impression. So there we go, e-commerce promo view promotions, e-commerce promo view promotions. You can see it's the same, but we just basically have cut out all the other stuff that we didn't need and just included our stuff. So you can do a few more things. So let's say we have an article page now, and we want to know the author. On every article page, you want to have an author listed. So I'm going to come up to variables, and I'm going to create a new variable. It's going to go in our data layer called author. And it's going to be of type string, and I want it to be called author. You can instantly see you get a little preview window here showing you how it's going to appear in the data layer. And I'm going to put in the author is myself. All right, and just give that a quick save. So there we go. We've got our user-defined variable in there. Now I'm going to come over to placements. Placements in Data Layer Doctor are essentially pages or triggers where you want something to happen. We've got our article page here, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to add a block a block is basically a data layer on the page. And then I'm going to find my parameter, author, which I've just created, add that to the block. And you can see there we've instantly got a nice little data layer straight away. And because I'm using Google Tag Manager, I also want to help GA know what type of page this is. So I'm going to add a page type, and I'm going to make sure that is set to article. And I want it to, you can see I've got little tick boxes here, and you can see this is changing the commentary which the developers are going to see in the documentation. So I'm going to say author is required, but obviously it's not concrete because this value will change depending on who the author is. But page type should always be article. And to make it look a bit neater, I'm going to put page type within a page object, just in case we need to add anything else. So there we go. I'm going to select page. You can see it's put it into that object, page type article, and I'm going to require that as well. So there we go. I'm going to save that. And now if we head back to the documentation, you'll see that our article page has that correctly. And I can send again, I've got this permanent link I can send off to the developers to get this stuff implemented. Now, Data Layer Doctor can also then, once it's been implemented, automatically go to each of these pages and check that the developers have implemented this correctly, but that's a topic for another video. So anyway, you can get your Data Layer Doctor account by heading to app.datalayerdoctor.com. This update will hopefully be released in the next month or so.